Ayanakoji Kiyotaka. The name alone conjures up images of a person who's always in control, someone who thinks several steps ahead and stays calm no matter the situation. But what if you could actually live like him for a week? Over the past few days, I've done something I've never done before. I researched everything about Ayanakoji's life, his routines, and the habits that make him the person he is. I didn't just watch the anime and read about his character. I took the time to break down the exact way he lives, the methods he follows, and where the show left gaps. I filled them with proven, science-backed tools. Now, I've condensed all that knowledge into a simple, actionable challenge, designed specifically for you. And by the way, this isn't about impressing anyone or copying someone else. It's about proving something to yourself. Can you live like Ayanakoji for a week? Can you master his habits, focus, and mindset, and see the results in your own life? This is what you will find out in the next 7 days. Now, before we get straight to the challenge, let's talk about what makes Ayanakoji different in the first place. The answer lies in his mastery of the 3 foundational pillars: mental mastery, strategic thinking, and physical discipline. Together, these create what I call the Ayanakoji formula. And here's the thing, it's not just a fictional concept, it's a science-backed lifestyle you can adapt to elevate your own life. Now that we've broken down the formula, let's talk about how you can embody it. Over the next 7 days, we're going to take the Ayanakoji formula and turn it into action. Each day, you'll focus on mastering a specific aspect of his lifestyle so that you can gradually build the habits and mindset that define his character. Think of it as a blueprint for transformation, simple, actionable steps that will push you to think sharper, act smarter, and live with more discipline. So, here's the plan: 7 days, 7 transformations, and let's get straight into it. On day 1, let's start with one of Ayanakoji's most fundamental but also powerful habits: structure and preparation. Think about it. He never walks into a situation unprepared. Every action he takes, every move he makes, is part of a designed plan. One thing is clear, Ayanakoji knows the value of structuring his time and actions. And while he doesn't show us his calendar, his approach is proof that he has an internal system to organize everything. Now, what can we learn from this? To live like Ayanakoji, you need to structure your week. This starts with one simple tool: a calendar. Your calendar isn't just a schedule, it's your second brain. It's a place where you offload all those unnecessary mental reminders, so you're not constantly trying to remember everything in your head. Write down your homework, exam dates, deadlines, even personal goals. By doing this, you free up mental space to focus on what truly matters: executing the plan. At the end of the day, the truth is that without a structure, you're just drifting. But when you design your week intentionally, you take control of your time, and by extension, your life. That's what Ayanakoji does. He doesn't leave things to chance, and neither should you. On day 2, you'll focus on something special. Nothing. What am I talking about? Well, Ayanakoji frequently isolates himself to think and plan. He's seen spending time alone in his dorm or in quiet places like the library because he values silence as a way to stay focused and make calculated decisions. In a world where we're constantly surrounded by noise, social media, notifications, endless conversations, silence has become underrated. But here's the thing: silence is where clarity lives. When you take time to sit in solitude, you can reflect on your decisions, sharpen your thinking, and finally give your mind the space it so desperately needs. So, how can you apply this in your own life? Dedicate time every day to silence and self-reflection. This could be as simple as sitting alone for 5 to 10 minutes without distractions. Turn off your phone, step away from the noise, and just think. Ask yourself, what went well today? What could I improve on? What's my next priority? Start doing this consistently, and you might even uncover parts of yourself you didn't even know were there. Maybe it's an idea you've been ignoring, a goal you've been avoiding, or a realization about who you really are. These moments of discovery don't happen when you're constantly distracted. They happen when you give yourself the space to listen. Day 3 will be all about establishing the principle of efficiency over excess in your life. One thing you'll notice about Ayanakoji is that he understands that time is a limited resource, and so he's intentional with how he uses it, which includes choosing actions that align with his larger goals. So, how can you apply this principle? Take a step back and evaluate where you're spending your time and energy. Are you working on tasks that bring you closer to your goals, or are you getting caught up in things that don't matter? Try adopting a minimalist approach in your routine. For example, Instead of filling your day with endless to-dos, focus on the few things that will make the biggest impact. But that is not all. Ayanakoji's approach can be applied to everything, even how he keeps his environment. A cluttered environment leads to a cluttered mind, and Ayanakoji knows that. That's why his room is so clean and minimalist. So, on day 3, a clear action step is to tidy your room. Now, it doesn't have to be a full-on deep clean, but take a moment to declutter, put things where they belong, and remove anything that doesn't serve you. This can include organizing your desk for study, getting rid of unnecessary items, or even simplifying your wardrobe. Efficiency starts at the core, and by creating a clear space, you're setting yourself up for success, just like Ayanakoji. Imagine this. You're in the middle of a high-stakes exam, deadlines piling up, and the pressure starts building. But instead of panicking, you remain eerily calm. Every thought is clear. Every action is deliberate. You're in control, just like Ayanakoji. But how does he do it? The answer is simple. He's mastered his mind. In a world where emotions rule most people's actions, Ayanakoji stays detached. He doesn't let fear, frustration, or stress dictate his decisions. Instead, he remains calm and thinks logically, no matter what. And here's the best part. You can train this too. Now, when talking about mental toughness, there is one brain area which we need to talk about, the prefrontal cortex. This is the region responsible for emotional regulation, decision-making, and focus. And the best way to train it? Mindfulness and meditation. Studies show that consistent mindfulness practice physically strengthens the prefrontal cortex, which makes you better equipped to handle difficult emotions. So here's the action step for day 4. I want you to do just 5 minutes of mindful breathing today. Sit in a quiet space, close your eyes, and focus entirely on your breath. Each time your mind wanders, gently bring your focus back to your breathing. It's simple, but incredibly powerful. But this is just one part of Ayanakoji's calm mind strategy. If you want to go deeper into the full framework of how to train your mind like Ayanakoji, I've created an entire video that walks you through the exact system, from emotional control techniques to building a mental framework that keeps you unshakable under pressure. This is just the teaser. Watch the full video to master the rest. You see, Ayanakoji isn't just sharp mentally, he also takes care of his body, and that's what we will explore on day 5. In the anime, it's often easy to overlook the fact that Ayanakoji maintains a low-profile but consistent physical routine. He doesn't overexert himself or make a show of it, but his physical discipline is a key part of his ability to stay sharp and execute his plans. Why is this so important? Your body is the vessel that carries your mind, and if you want to be as effective as Ayanakoji, you need to treat it like the tool it is. Now, I'm not saying you need to spend hours in the gym every day like a bodybuilder. Ayanakoji doesn't do that, and you don't need to either. The key here is consistency over intensity. Simple, manageable physical training can have huge benefits for your mind and your overall well-being. What you need is a daily routine that keeps you active, whether that's a 20-minute bodyweight workout, a short jog, or even stretching. The idea is to get your blood flowing, release endorphins, and take care of your body so it's ready for whatever comes next. And by the way, if you don't have a workout routine in place yet, you can watch my video about the winter arc. Day 6 will be about Ayanakoji's strongest weapon, strategy. He's a master tactician, always 10 moves ahead. It's almost like he reads the board of life like a game of chess. And, as we've seen in the anime, his chess level isn't just symbolic, it's a window into how his mind works. Imagine sitting across from him at a chessboard. Every move he makes feels effortless, but it's not about the immediate play. It's about the web of possibilities he's calculated long before you even touch a piece. To think like Ayanakoji, you have to start with the same foundation. Train your ability to anticipate, adapt, and execute. Begin with the game itself. Chess. Each move matters, but the game isn't won in the present moment. It's won in the ability to think ahead, to see not just your options, but also your opponents. So on day 6, take time out of your day to play a few matches of chess, either with someone who challenges you or against an AI. As you play, try to go further than just thinking about your next move. Visualize how the game unfolds 2, 3, maybe even 4 moves ahead. Train your mind to recognize patterns, threats, and opportunities before they fully form. But Ayanakoji doesn't stop at the chessboard. In life, he applies this same thinking to people and situations. Most people think in a straight line. This happened, so I'll do that. But Ayanakoji thinks in layers. He asks, why did they make this move? What are they trying to achieve? What will they likely do next? Thinking this way isn't easy. It takes effort to slow down and analyze, but the payoff is extraordinary. The last day of this challenge will be a day of reflection. After all, one of Ayanakoji's great strengths is his ability to see himself clearly. He's brutally honest about his weaknesses, his capabilities, and his limits. And on day 7, you're going to do the same. More specifically, you're going to create your very own self-audit. Start by asking yourself these 3 questions. What are my current strengths? What are my weaknesses? What are my goals? And am I truly moving toward them? Then write down your answers carefully. Don't rush this process. It's the most important step of the entire week. Once you've listed everything, take it a step further. For each weakness, identify one small, actionable step to improve it. For each strength, brainstorm ways to maximize its impact. Treat the words on the page as data, objective and open to analysis. By the end, you'll have created a personalized blueprint, which gives you clarity and a clear path forward with actionable steps. This is the final day of the challenge, but it's not the end. If anything, it's the beginning. You've spent 7 days learning to think, act, and strategize like Ayanakoji, but the real transformation happens when you take these lessons and integrate them into your life. Now it's your move. You got this, bro.